It's time now for This Week in Rock and Roll History, brought to you by Tom Tayback. Take a moment to stroll with us down memory lane to the good old days, those rock and roll gold days.
Hi, everybody. Tom Tayback here. Happy to be your tour guide going back to the days of soda shops and sock hops in the gym. Let's begin this trip back in 1955. Police in Bridgeport, Connecticut cancel a dance at the Ritz Ballroom. Why? They found out it would feature Fats Domino and there just might be some rock and roll. They justified their decision by citing a recent near riot in New Haven where rock and roll music was featured. Near riot? Isn't a near riot anytime 20 or more teenagers get together? Jumping to 1957, Buddy Holly and the Crickets released That'll Be the Day, which will climb the charts all the way to number 1. This week in 1958 was not necessarily good for rock and roll history. Jerry Lee Lewis arrives at Heathrow Airport in London to begin his first British tour. Along with him, his new bride, 14-year-old cousin Myra Gale, daughter of another cousin, his bass player. No big thing, Myra tells the press. Heck, back home, some girls get married at 10. The ensuing controversy on both sides of the pond would put permanent brakes on his promising career. There were immediate calls for his deportation, and the tour had to be canceled after just 3 of 37 scheduled appearances. Let's check out This Week in 1960. Kathy's Clown hits number 1 for the Everly Brothers. It would stay there for 5 weeks. In 1961, Ernie K. Doe, that's Ernie K-D-O-E, that's right, hits number 1 with Mother-in-Law, a song he took out of a discard pile at Mint Records. 1962, the king of rock and roll, Elvis Presley, hits number 1 with Good Luck Charm. The Isley Brothers released Twist and Shout on Wand Records. It would top out at number 17, but it hits number 2, and the Beatles release a cover version 2 years later. Jumping to 1964, My Boy Lollipop hits the charts for Millie Small. Was Millie Small? Actually, she was really Millicent Dolly Mae Small from Jamaica. 1965, the Beatles hit number 1 for the 8th time with Ticket to Ride. Did you know that Paul McCartney, not George Harrison, played lead guitar on this song? And speaking of the Beatles, this week in 1966, they hit number 1 for the 12th time with Paperback Writer. Also, Herb Alpert and the Tijuana Brass set an American record with 4 albums in the top 10. The 4, What Now My Love, South of the Border, Going Places, Whipped Cream, and Other Delights. And lastly, Percy Sledge hits the charts with When a Man Loves a Woman, a song improvised one night with his band when he was upset over a failed romance. A more polished version gets released and becomes his only top 10 song, climbing to number 4.
If this is your kind of music, you'll love my Rock and Roll Showcase, featuring trivia and stories about the rock and roll stars along with their charted hit singles at Podomatic.com or on YouTube. Podomatic.com or YouTube. Just search Tom Tayback. That's Tayback. Rock and roll is here to stay, baby.